Hello Leo, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Leo for the month of June. Now Leo, do keep in mind this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message on any platform. Do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you, Leo. I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, as well as the Psychic Tarot and the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below. I'd also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe. It really does help with the growth of this channel. But more importantly, hitting the like button does ensure that people who may need to hear these messages have an opportunity to hear these messages. So, all right, so let me make sure we're all in view. I'll take 3 cards from the 2 Oracle decks and put them right there. All right. I think that's just about good enough to me for right now. And okay. Let's see here. Leo, energy on the bottom. You have the Tower. Okay, so the Tower in a tarot reading is absolutely a feared moment. Many people are afraid of this card, but let me try to help you shift your perspective and look at this from a different angle, okay? Really with tarot, it just depends, like, are you a glass half full or a glass half empty type of person? And the reality is that yes, there's an upheaval going on here, right? The people falling from the tower, their lives have changed. In the moment, their lives have changed. However, the situation they were in was not good anyway. They were in this tower that had no doors. It had no way of getting out. They had no way of getting out of this tower. And now that the tower is falling, they have a way out of a challenging situation. And so the reality is they were stuck here. They were imprisoned. They were in a house of cards. The tower is anything that is on unstable ground or that is shaky in your life falling to its foundation. And sometimes we have to fall to rise. And that's the truth of the tower. So really, you can say that the tower is a blessing in disguise in a tarot reading. It may not feel like it in the moment, but it absolutely always takes you on to the path of the star, which is the card that comes after the tower. Okay, and so we have this upheaval here showing up on the bottom, which really can just be a revelation. You could also just change that word, upheaval, to revelation, a new understanding about something. You know, this tower moments can be used to bring great blessings into your life. Like I said, an unexpected blessing or a blessing in disguise. Because a tower moment will provide you with the opportunity to see what isn't working. And that is an ability, that is something that you can do to really, really bring growth and prosperity into your life. So just keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and just dive into this a little bit more here. So in the current situation, you have the 7 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Pentacles is a long-term situation. I am getting this energy of like, the thing is, with the 7 of Pentacles, this can be something that is kind of becoming annoying in your life. Like, this is a classic job that you don't like to work. Like, you've worked for a long time, but you've just kind of overstayed your welcome, or vice versa. It's like, it's time for you to go when you get the 7 of Pentacles. Like, this job, it probably pays the bills, right? And it's something that, you know, probably you have a retirement account and, you know, you're probably able to contribute some money every month. But, like, at the same time, you don't really like it. And it's like, for some of you here, that's what this tower moment's going to be about, where you're just like, okay, it's time for me to leave, or whatever the case may be. This person on the card is contemplating a change in direction. They see the money that they've grown here, and they're asking themselves if they want to go somewhere new. So I get the sense that maybe some of you are in the process of doing that. You may really consider doing that here in this month. And I'm not telling you what to do. I can't tell you what to do, but this is absolutely coming in from the cards. The thing is, the reason being is that this is a burden here. The 10 of Wands is in the problem position, and this person, you can see, is struggling to carry these wands uphill. You can see the expression on their face. This has become a burden This has become a burden for this person. And, for you, by the way, the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands are both cards of extreme hard work. And so it's not that you're not working hard. That's not the issue here, Leo. The issue is that this is maybe taxing your health, or maybe even your mental health, or something here. Some part of this situation is not as stable as it once was because you have this Tower moment showing up with it. And so I think that this is probably the kind of crux of this reading here at this time. But let's continue forward. So in the past, you have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is some type of loss or defeat in one's life. The thing that I always like to say is that this is a totally recoverable loss. This is different from the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is something that's completely done. It's over. It's not coming back. The Five of Swords is a bump in the road. It is defeat, okay? It is defeat. But the thing is, failures are really just lessons for us to grow from. And failures are a part of life, Leo. We all fail. We all fail multiple times. And it's how we respond to that situation that determines where we go next. And I feel like this is something that has come in for you here, Leo, with the Five of Swords in the past and this Tower card here on the bottom. The thing about the Five of Swords is it always does, and you have this interesting energy here of the Six of Swords as well. You have the Five and the Six of Swords. And so sometimes the failure is the event that we need to lead us to a new transition, or to maybe inspire us to make a transition in our life. And I see you contemplating that very heavily in this month. I'll get into it more as we look at this Six of Wands in a minute here. But in the future, you have the King of Wands. So this could be your energy. This could be any fire sign. I do typically associate this with Leo, but with Sagittarius. But Leo, this could absolutely be you showing up here. This could be you putting yourself front and center. You putting yourself at the forefront here, and deciding I'm not gonna let myself put other people above me anymore. I'm not gonna put people on a pedestal. I'm gonna show up for myself here. That's absolutely what this King of Wands could be coming in for you, and that's what this could be about. But the King of Wands, as I always like to say, is like the classic entrepreneur in the tarot. That may be the big contemplation here. With the Seven of Pentacles for some of you. Are you going to, finally open up that, business, that coffee shop that you've always wanted to open up? Or, are you going to get on YouTube? Or are you going to start that Instagram account? Are you going to start doing consulting? Are you going to, something with maybe self-employment here? Or what's going on is the King of Wands, this is somebody who really doesn't stay in a dead-end job. The King of Wands will never be in a job that they don't like, because they always have the ability to go find something else, because they're extremely talented. And for them, their career is so important that they wouldn't spend their energy on something they don't like to do. They'll give 100% all of their energy. And I think some of you, if it's not self-employment, it's just like, okay, is there a better workplace, or is there a better career fit for me here coming in the future? Now, on your awareness, on your thoughts, on your mind here, this is in your consciousness. You do have the Six of Swords. Again, we see you. So what I like here for you is you have the Five Swords in the past. Remember, the Five Swords is showing up in the previous position. Okay, so this is a clear energy of the worst being behind you, with the Tower and the Five Swords on the bottom. You can see that this person has their back turned towards the Five of Swords. They are transitioning away, or sailing away from the loss here. Six of Swords is a card of transition. It's a card of going to somewhere new. And this is in your thoughts. This is in your mind right now. You are heavily contemplating a change in direction with the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. And this may have been because of some type of defeat, failure, loss, or upheaval here with the Tower and the Five of Swords. As much as I don't like saying that, it is coming in from the cards, into the cards here. And so it's like I said, can you reframe this situation in your mind and maybe tell yourself, or maybe just realize for yourself, that this is actually a blessing that I'm being handed. In the lower row, which is the subconscious, what you can't see, or the hidden, you do have this Queen of Swords, which asks you to take an extreme focus on something. It also asks you to cut anything out of your life that is no longer working or serving you. The Queen of Swords, I always like to say, is like the assassin in the tarot. They go for something and they do not stop until they complete their objective. And I say that in a good way, okay? I say that in a good way. They are extremely focused on something. And I think that for you, this is going to be about where to go next in your life, and particularly in your career life. In the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you do have this King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is really a welcome sign for you in this reading. The King of Pentacles is somebody who achieves a high status in their career. They climb the ladder. I see here with this King of Wands, King of Pentacles, you may be even jumping up in the career ladder. Like you may be taking a more important job somewhere else. Important's not the right word. Maybe a higher paying role or a bigger role somewhere else. Some of you may be doing that here. And the thing is, remember, I don't attach gender to my cards, so you can take on any of the energies here on the board. And so it's like, I feel like for some of you here, this King of Pentacles is about also having solid routines. The King of Pentacles, it's this idea that if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? If there's something working for the King of Pentacles, they're going to use that over and over and over again until they get to the throne, until they get to the crown, until they are able to wear the crown and sit in the throne, right? And so for some of you here, sticking to something that has worked in the past might be a good situation, or using the accomplishments of your past to make a directional move up the ladder in your career. You have this Two of Pentacles, which is in the external influence. That's a change in your material situation. By default, it's a good change. And I definitely like that the King of Pentacles is with it. You do have an upheaval here, but again, this is in the past with the Five Swords, the Tower on the bottom. You do have this burden as a challenge, and so it's hard to say which direction this may go, but I do feel like there is a change here coming. I think this is something, once again, that you can easily rebound from and recover from if it is a loss, because remember, you have it's not like the Ten of Swords is showing up. You have the Five Swords. It's recoverable, whatever's going on here. And in fact, I think this is more about a blessing coming in and less about a loss. You have this Seven of Wands card in the Hopes and Fears. I feel like maybe for some of you here, it's like you may want to, dust off that resume and throw in some applications, but it's like you may be concerned or fearful of the competition, okay? Because the Seven of Wands is a major energy of competition, but it's also, and here's the thing, a card of success, because the card that comes before the Six of Wands or Seven of Wands is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a major success. You can't get to the top of the mountain without having first been successful. And this is a climbing energy. I have to tell you, you are climbing here, okay? You are climbing up something here. I have to tell you that much. And so can you take a moment, if this is resonating with you, if this reading is for you, to recognize that? And if you have not begun your climb yet, I do think that some of you will begin to do that here. In the outcome, you have the Page of Swords. So there could be some type of delay on the way for some of you, okay? This situation may take a little bit of time. I do think that you're going to spend a whole lot of time contemplating where to go from here. And I don't think it's bad to take time. In fact, this Page of Swords may suggest that you do not act impulsively, and certainly do not act out of fear. Acting out of fear almost never works out for anybody. And you have this here in the outcome, right? And so the thing about the Page of Swords is it can also refer to a thoughtful person, somebody who is extremely thoughtful in their actions and their words. And again, I see you putting a whole lot of thought into a change in direction with the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and a revelation here showing up with the Tower. If there's something that's not working, some of you are going to sort of like cut the dead weight here and move forward on something. And I think that this is going to be a month of deep thinking and deep contemplation, almost like a philosopher's month. Like, like what do you want to, like, what is the big, zoom out, Leo, zoom out. What is the big picture here? What is the big picture? Let's go ahead and see what these, wow, you can't even make this up here. The Psychic Tarot, 17, 18, 19, are you serious? 17, 18, 19, really? Remember, okay, so the Hope is the star card, number 17. You have 16. Actually, you have 16, 17, 18, 19. That's absolutely incredible, which this never happens. I shuffle these cards very well, and I have multiple of these Psychic Tarot decks. This is a rare occurrence. So the Tower always leads to the Star. Anytime I get the Tower and a Star card in a reading, to me it always works out. It always is suggestive of clarity, of healing, of hope and optimism for the future. You have the Shadow here, which is about the moon. The moon is just a temporary situation that comes in and out like the phase of the moon. And the Light card, which is the Sun card. The Sun card for me is the best card to find in a tarot reading because the Sun is about happiness and victory, success. It is also a card of truth. The Sun augments any positive cards around it and negates any negative cards around it. And so there's like a big burst of energy here coming in from the Oracle cards. And again, I feel not at all concerned about what's going on here. I think some of you are really contemplating something. And you can't even make this up because in this pathway, you have pathway, adjudication, and thoughts in the Kipper deck here. Thoughts, this is what this reading is about. It's about you being a thoughtful person, but most importantly, this is about your pathway opening up here, illuminating your pathway, illuminating the way for you in your career. Adjudication is, it's almost like there's this judgment that is coming. It's like the Judgment card in tarot, that energy is like coming in here, where it's like, which direction do you want to go, like right or left? And I think that this is the big, or do you want to go right down the middle, which may be coming in here with the pathway energy. So I'll be excited to see how this month plays out for you, Leo. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Have a great month of June, and I will see you in the next reading.